last time I loved you. I still remember how your fingers traced little constellations on my face, like you were mapping out a universe. You swore we'd never know this hurt. We used to talk until the sunrise came, about the lives we built, the names we named, to reckless hearts with nowhere else to run. Certain we were more than just young love, but forever cracked beneath the weight of words we never learned to say. And somewhere in the silence we both knew the end was coming into view. Still I stay like storms don't scare the sea. Still I beg for what would never be. Still I watched you slowly drift away, while praying love could make you stay. The last time I loved you was every night and every morning too. Was every song in every city light, every prayer whispered late at night. The last time I loved you was never really the last, it's true. 'Cause even now with all we've been through, my heart still beats like it belongs to you. I try to wash your scent out of my sheets, but memories don't fade that easily. They linger in the corners of my room, like ghosts that bloom where flowers used to. Your picture's gone but not from my mind. No matter how I blur or cut the lines, the shape of you is carved too deep in me to ever leave completely. And every time I say I'm moving on, a little part of me knows that is wrong. Because some people leave and never go. They live in places no one knows. Inside the pauses in my favorite songs, inside the ache when nights feel twice as long, inside the parts of me I cannot mend, where your goodbye still hasn't ended. The last time I loved you was every night and every morning too. Was every tear I hid behind my smile, every mile I drove in denial. The last time I loved you was never really the last, it's true. 'Cause if love dies, then tell me why I do still fall apart when I think of you. I heard you found somebody new these days, and part of me just quietly broke away. I hope he gives you everything I couldn't be, even if it kills what's left of me. I hope he learns the way you take your coffee black, how you get quiet when the world attacks, how you pretend you're strong when you're afraid, and smile even when your colors fade. I hope he loves the little things I knew, the broken, beautiful parts of you. And if he does, then maybe he deserves the heaven that I lost on earth. But if I'm honest, if truth remains, part of me still whispers your name in every dark and empty room, like maybe you still miss me too. Maybe loving you was always meant to be my blessing and punishment, the sweetest thing I ever knew, and the deepest wound I ever grew. Maybe some hearts don't heal, they cope, they learn to breathe while letting go, but never quite forget the flame that burned their soul and changed their name. The last time I loved you will probably be the day this heart stops too. 'Cause every scar you left still feels alive, like losing you rewired my life. The last time I loved you was never really something I could choose, because no matter what I say or do, some part of me will die loving you. So if you ever wonder years from now who still keeps your memory somehow. Is the man alone beneath the moon, still haunted by the last time he loved you? There's a silence in my apartment now, the kind that screams when no one's around. Your coffee mug still sits by the sink, like part of me still doesn't wanna think that you're not coming through that front door, throwing your keys onto the floor, smiling like the world made sense again, just because you walked back in. I keep your sweater hanging by the bed, still smell your perfume in the threads, and every night I tell myself to move on, then end up right where I began. Cause healing isn't linear, they lie. Some nights I'm fine, some nights I die, some nights I swear I'm over you, then hear your song and come undone in two. There's a place where your name still lives, and every scar my broken heart still gives, and every prayer I never say out loud, and every tear I hide inside the crowd. And though the world keeps turning like it should, mine stopped and now you said goodbye for good. So if love fades, then tell me why it is. There's still a place where your name lives. I drove past where we had our first kiss, the old gas station by the bridge we'd sit. You wore that jacket way too big for you, and laughed when I said I was scared of losing you. Funny how the things we fear the most become the things that hurt us slow. Now that bridge just feels like somewhere ghosts go to watch old lovers let go. I still remember every little flaw, the way you danced in socks on hardwood floors, the way you cried in movies every time, and swore one day you'd make the whole world kind. How do I erase what built my soul? How do I forget the one I called home? How do I tell my chest to beat without the rhythm you gave me? There's a place where your name still lives, and every scar my broken heart still gives, and every empty side of every bed, and every dream where you come back again. And though the world says time will make it good, time never fixed what losing you took. So if love dies, then explain this, why your name still lives. I heard you cut your hair and changed your style, started laughing more, stayed out a while. Guess heartbreak didn't hit us both the same. You moved on while I learned pain's new name. And maybe that's unfair of me to say, maybe you hurt in your own hidden way. Maybe we both died a little and just learned to hide it different. Still I wonder if your new love knows how your hands get cold when winter blows, how you hate when people raise their voice, how you overthink every little choice. Does he know the scars beneath your skin, the battles you don't let the daylight in? Or did I only know that version then, before the world remade you again? Cause loving you was more than loving light, it was loving every stormy night, every broken piece, every hidden bruise, every part of you the world refused. Maybe some souls are meant to stay, they come to change your life then fade, to teach your heart what depth can be, then leave you with a memory. Maybe you were always passing through, a temporary kind of truth, a beautiful disaster heaven sent to teach me love and punishment. But if that's true, then why do I still reach for you? you. There's a place where your name still lives, where no amount of time can touch or fix, where every heartbeat whispers you. Like my soul forgot what else to do. And maybe one day I'll love again. Maybe someday this ache will end, but no one else will ever know the part of me you took when you let go. 'Cause some people leave, but never leave. They haunt your lungs each time you breathe. And if I carry this until I'm old, then let the truth be known. There's a place where your name still lives, and always will, inside my bones. So if you ever think of me someday, when life gets quiet and skies turn gray, know somewhere under moonlit skies a man still breaks for your goodbye. And in the parts of him no one can see, your name still lives inside of me. I still remember how the rain came down, the night your suitcase touched the ground. The thunder shook the window panes, like heaven knew we'd never be the same. You stood there crying in the hallway light, trying hard not to meet my eyes, like looking at me would make it worse, like love itself had turned to hurt. And I kept waiting for you to say, this is a fight, not goodbye today. But silence filled the room instead, and that was all that needed said. Some endings don't arrive with screams, they die in whispers, shattered dreams. And two people too tired to fight for what they know they can't make right. That was the night we became memories, two broken hearts and unfinished symphonies. Two hands that slipped despite the plea, two souls that loved too deeply. And every year the pain returns when summer fades and leaves begin to burn. 'Cause some goodbyes don't ever leave, they just become the air you breathe. I slept alone for weeks after you left, still waking up, reaching to my left, still hearing echoes of your laugh. In every room our shadows passed. The neighbors asked where you had gone. I lied and said you moved along, like that sounds simpler than the truth. Half my life walked out the room. I kept your toothbrush by the sink for longer than I like to think, because throwing it away meant this was more than anger, more than this. Sometimes denial feels like peace, when truth arrives too sharp to breathe, and pretending buys a little time before acceptance kills your pride. That was the night we became memories, a love now buried in old photographs and keys. 100 plans we'll never see, a forever that dissolved too easily. And though the world moved on somehow, part of me is still there now, standing in that doorway, watching dreams turn into memories. I heard your mother asked about me still, said I was always kind and good-willed, said she thought one day I'd be your man. Funny how life ignores our plans. I heard you changed your hair last fall, moved to a place with bigger walls, started over somewhere by the sea, far enough to bury me. And maybe distance helped you heal, maybe oceans made it less surreal. But miles don't matter much when pain still knows exactly where to stay. 'Cause grief is strange, it comes in waves, in grocery stores, in crowded trains, in random songs and passing scents, in all the places love once went. Do you still think of me in traffic jams? Still hum the songs from our old band? Still reach for your phone when life gets hard? Then remember who we are. Do you still keep that Polaroid of us laughing in Illinois? Or did you throw it out with all the rest? Like love is easier to forget because I kept everything you touched. Ticket stubs, old notes, and all that stuff. The tiny proof that we were real before the world unmade the deal. And maybe that's pathetic, maybe true, but some things never stop hurting you. Some people leave a mark so deep, their absence cuts through everything. That was the night we became memories, the night forever lost its meaning, the night I learned that love can die while still refusing to leave your mind. That was the night my world stood still, the night I learned how silence kills, the night your tears matched mine exactly, but love still wasn't enough to save me. And if I live 1,000 years, I'll still remember every tear, the way your shaking voice said please, before we became memories. So if some distant night you miss the way we were before all this, know somewhere under city lights a man still replays that night. The night your hand slipped out of reach, the night goodbye became belief, the night two hearts lost everything, the night we became memories. Night we became memories.